So today we've got an Astra VXR, Garrett G25, G30 and G35 V-band manifold. So this is our standard bolt-on V-band manifold for the Astra VXR and all other Z20 engine vehicles. It is a full 347 stainless steel construction with a cast collector. This is our most popular kind of manifold kit for the Astra VXR. The Garrett is the most popular kind of aftermarket turbo for these cars. It's mainly because there's more setups out there that are more proven than other setups. So all of these manifolds are kind of handmade. Now we do them in batches, but the batches are usually very small, usually 2 or 3 at the very most. And the kind of time it takes to construct one of these manifolds is pretty extensive. They look like a fairly small product, like there's not a huge amount of work in them, but there really is just as much work in one of these as what there is in making a full exhaust system or something like that. Every single weld joint has to be absolutely perfect. The weld joints onto the cylinder head flange have to be absolutely perfect. And then we've got things like porting out the insides of the head flange. So we have to build up that area and weld it from the inside and then smooth it all out. So there's a lot of labour involved in that, getting all of those ports nice and smooth. We then have to surface off the whole back side of the head flange to make sure that that's perfectly straight and perfectly flat so that you can get a good gasket seal. We weld the V-band and the wastegate outlet onto the cast collector. Again, these welds are all really crucial. So this manifold will fit any Garrett G-Series turbo 25 through to 35. So they all basically fit the same. And we've got compressor cover clearance for the 25, the 30 and the 35. It's built for a 45mm Turbo Smart Gen V wastegate. And we offer the manifold on its own, the manifold with the downpipe, and then a full bolt-on kit, which includes everything you need to actually install this on the car. So if you're looking for a manifold or a kit to go from 400 horsepower all the way up to 600-700 horsepower, you can do that with this manifold. So these aren't what's called large or small bore primaries. These are actually in between. So this is a 44mm primary, which is, again, in between the traditional small and large primaries. So that gives us a kind of perfect combination of small bore for spool up and big bore for top end power. We've got results of this manifold on Astra VXRs at 450 horsepower and at 550 horsepower with G25 550 and G25 660, and it's capable of far more than that with the bigger turbos as well. It comes with a full lifetime warranty, so for any cracks or any other damage that happens to the manifold, and we will repair or replace it. So what makes this different to any other kind of V-band manifold for the Astra VXR? One of the things that we've done for a long time now is use a cast type collector. Now, there's nothing wrong with a welded collector. They will do the job as well, but using a cast collector means we've just got less weld joints in here. We can have a far nicer shape, a shape that's just not possible to produce with a welded collector. We can have a much nicer flowing shape with far fewer weld joints. So it's more efficient to manufacture that way, and it's one less area to fail. So traditionally, a collector would be made from 4 tubes cut and welded together. This one is all one solid piece with just the wastegate outlet and the V-band flange welded on the outside. Another thing that we've introduced is that now we only use 347 primaries. So these are materials that are available from Hypertune in Australia, and they are manufacturers of some of the most high-end Toyota Supra and Nissan Skyline manifolds available, and they use these 347 Hypex bends, and they recently started offering those out for other companies to use. So we jumped at the chance, because knowing how good this material is, it is absolutely perfect for high heat manifold applications such as a turbo manifold. So where 347 would differ from 304 is that 347 is a much more stable material at high heat. So without going too much into the kind of composition of the two materials, what you would usually find is manifolds made from these type welded bends that come with like a chamfered edge. These have got loads of different uses all around the world for different things. It's traditionally known as steam pipe. So the reason these are on the market is not for tubular manifolds. And 304, although it can work, and we have made 304 manifolds, and we still do make some 304 manifolds, where possible, it's always better, if you can, to use a better material. So now that there is a better material available, we're using it. So 347, like I say, is a much better material at higher temperatures. So basically, as the material heats up and cools down over several heat cycles, again and again and again, the material starts to break down. Now with 304, that happens at a much lower temperature, because it has a much kind of lower temperature rating than 347. So we know with 347 that as the manifold heats up and cools down, that material is designed to take those kinds of temperatures and will remain far stronger, far longer, and far more reliable than a 304 manifold can. And that's nothing necessarily to do with the construction, it's purely just the material. It's a far more suitable material for a high temperature turbo manifold. One of the other things that these Hypex bends allow us to do is that they actually come in different radiuses and with a leg on. So a leg is known as the straight portion on the end of a bend. So these type 304 Schedule 10 or Schedule 40 steam pipe bends don't have any leg on. And that means that in some instances you have to weld in straight sections in between your bends. Now again, that's not necessarily always an issue, but when you're looking to try and make something as reliable as possible, you're trying to get rid of any area where reliability problems can creep in. So of course that includes all of the weld joints. The less weld joints there are, the far more reliable that manifold can be. So if you look, for example, at some of our primaries on this Z20 manifold, this number one primary here only has one weld joint in it. The beauty of that is we've got a much lower chance of that manifold breaking in this area because we only have one weld joint. Over the top here, we've got a primary here with just two weld joints in it. So again, the less weld joints we've got, the less chance of a manifold breaking, which is what we're looking for. We're looking to try and chase that reliability, try and make these manifolds as reliable as possible.